Welcome to the Command Report, your number one news report for the Washington Commanders.
The obligatory. How are you feeling? How's the recovery going? And where are you at it?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. It's been a slow and long process throughout these past few months. But it's progressed well. I'm right on track with where I need to be back for the season. There's a little bit of time before training camp, so there's some strides that I still need to make before I'm ready for training camp. I don't know exactly when I'll get back into the swing of things, but our goal is to be sometime during training camp. So,
what's maybe been a particularly slow part, or was the injury maybe worse than you originally thought? Where's the delay been?
There was some pretty serious things happening with my ankle. I had to have 3 separate things happening to the ankle without getting into too many details about it. So there's some recovery on the ligament side as well as the bones, and so a lot of stuff to recover from. But it's gone very well. Our staff here's done a great job with me. Jeff's done a great job, and Brett's done a great job over there. They've really got me back to where I need to be right now, and over this next month or two, I'll be really getting ready to go. So,
what does that recovery look like?
Oh man, there's a lot of stages of it. Initially, there's not so much I can do. Obviously, I literally have a broken leg, so it just starts with load bearing at first. As I start to be able to do that, I got into more mobility type things, and now it's changed of direction and power through that, so that I can take on 300-pound people. So that's the next tester over this next month and a half or so.
And I guess what will that look like, or what specifically will you have to do to feel ready for camp?
Yeah, I mean, it just takes repetition with those guys, going out there on the field and just simulating a lot of those things. And I'll be able to test those things in training camp as well. I'm not just going to get thrown out there and take all the reps immediately. I'll be able to kind of work my way in so that I'm able to feel confident on it and get back on it. So.
When you see what's going up on the line too, you're going to have 2 new guards next to you. How do you go about the process of getting used to Trey and Andrew, and just making sure when you get out there that you're same page?
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of guards over my years here, so that transition is something that I've very much gotten used to. Being able to quickly transition to getting used to another guy next to me. But right now, because I'm able to watch so much film on them, I'm behind them, I'm talking to them constantly. There's a lot of trust that gets built through that as well. So, while I'm not getting the actual reps, I'm getting a lot of those mental reps with them. And then, I'm able to also see them on film every single day. I'm in every meeting, I'm watching them out there. So that also helps a lot.
Sorry if somebody asked some version of this while I was focusing elsewhere. With regards to Carson, obviously you got to get some sort of chemistry going with him at some point.
Yeah.
And can't do all the stuff. Is there anything sort of that you guys can do in advance, or is it literally just sort of getting to know each other as people and kind of football will take care of itself?
Yeah. We're in the process of getting to know each other as people right now. Because I'm obviously not out there taking snaps with him. But there's still football discussion that we've gotten into. There's a lot of discussion about, when we're in this play or this formation and we get this front, we have those discussions to kind of make sure we're on the same page together. So while I may not be out there, we're still having those talks that allow us to be comfortable when we get back out on the field together. And we can, really be on the same page when it comes to protections and different run calls and all those things that he makes calls on, and then I also make calls on, so that we can really work together and feel very comfortable with it. We're definitely having those discussions whether or not we're getting the reps.
A rehab of that magnitude, so many operations, what's the mental side of that like?
Yeah, it can be rough at times. I think the most difficult part, especially last year, comes from being away from my teammates for that long. I've had injuries in the past, but nothing that's taken me away like this has. So that, and missing out on that camaraderie with my teammates for a while was a struggle. But being back here, it's all back, and so you get over that pretty quickly. I leaned on my wife a lot in those times, and she did a great job nursing me back to health. So it's been tough at times, but you just got to fight through it, and just stay on your feet and keep going.
Hey Chase, with Brandon Sheriff gone, what does his absence do to the chemistry on the unit, and how has Andrew Norwell and the other new arrivals impacted that?
Yeah, obviously we all know how important Brandon was to this franchise for a long time. Brandon was a phenomenal guard for us, a good friend of mine, someone I played against or with for many years. So he he was a fun guy to play with for a long time, and we will miss him. But we did bring in some guys that have the ability to fill those shoes in a great way. They have different strengths than Brandon, and those are strengths that we will we'll see as the games progress. But I think we will we'll keep moving, and we'll do very well with that.
How have you continued to help the other centers on the team, whether that be Keith or Tyler or anything like that during this time?
Yeah, so Tyler and I are in a pretty similar situation right now. Tyler's rehabbing as well with me. So that's also been very helpful for me, going through not similar injuries, but similar timeline of injuries at the same position. We can have a lot of football discussion even when we're away from, team doing our rehab stuff. So that helps us, but both of us are then available to help the guys that maybe are a little less experienced. Wes Schweitzer has been taking a lot of center reps, which he has done mostly guard in his career. So he's doing a fantastic job, but it's a new position for him. So we're able to help him out with that. And then obviously helping out the younger guys like Keith and John, who's the same age as me, but also he's been playing a lot of guard too. So helping him to learn our offense and get, into the swing of things as well.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in to the Command Report. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest Washington Commanders news.